Hey everyone, give everyone a chance to log up on here. Hey there. Hey, glad you could join us. So anyways, I figured a quick talk about some of the gear that I'm using for Periscope. Can everyone hear me okay? See, what you guys all, everyone here, someone let me know. Yep, okay, great. Awesome. So I started doing Periscopes earlier this summer for science communication, or scicomm. And so as I've gotten a little bit more into it, I've decided to up the little gear game a bit. I'm trying to still keep it on the cheap side since I am a grad student. But other than that, I've added some things. I'm thinking of, if this keeps continuing on and going to something, bigger and better, of course, upgrading the gear then. But all this stuff I was able to get fairly inexpensively, and hopefully it will help out. So right now, you guys can't quite see it, but I am using a lavalier mic. It should help with the sound a little bit, make it sound, as I heard someone once describe, it sounds more like I'm actually talking to you rather than just randomly talking outside. And so that definitely helps. It plugs right into the audio port on my cell phone, which makes it really easy. That's the one thing with all the gear that I got, was making sure that it was all usable with my iPhone. So I use an iPhone 6S for broadcast, just for everyone to know. So some of the things that I use, so besides this mic, since I'm going to be doing discussions over the next couple of weeks with multiple people, it doesn't help if just I'm mic'd up, because I have other people that I'll be talking with, so I need to make sure that they're mic'd up as well. So what I did for that is I got a second mic, but it's a dual head mic, so it's got two lavalier mics on there, and it plugs into the same port. So that allows me, if I'm just talking to one other person, I can hook us up with this. Or in order to add a third person to the discussion, I was tuned into like this wonderful little device. It's just a audio branch, and that I can plug right into the port. And here I can put in 3 different microphones. So it makes it really nice. Tested it out, seems to work pretty well. So that's just a little handy tip for everyone. I also got myself a shotgun mic that also plugs into the audio port of my cell phone. This will be really good for when we're out in the field. So there's going to be a lot of times where I can't actually mic a person up, but I still want to be able to clearly hear what they're saying without it having that far away sound. So having a mic that's more that shotgun style, so it picks up that direction that it's pointed at, so any audio coming from that particular direction, it will pick it up. So if I have someone pulling some fish out and talking to us about those fish, we can clearly hear what they're saying. Let's see what else. Good old portable battery. I've got a giant one because I tend to go through stuff really fast. This one was more designed for iPads, but I wanted something that had a lot of juice in it and would get the juice out of there quickly into my cell phone. I originally got this for conferences because I always take my iPhone and iPad with me, and I'm crazy on Twitter when I'm at conferences. But it's also really good for Periscopes too, so if there's a time where I can't be plugged into a spot, like currently right now I'm plugged into an outlet, so that way I'm not using up all the battery on my phone. But if it can't be, then I have this as a backup. And those times where I'm periscoping and I can't be plugged in, I straight up go ahead and plug in my external battery. That way I don't ever have to deal with the issue of accidentally running out of juice during the broadcast. Something else that I use, I actually haven't used it yet. I just got it, but I've been basically, in a way, using it. Thank you. And by the way, if you guys have any questions or anything, make sure you just go ahead and fire them away. I have no problem turning this more of a discussion rather than a show and tell kind of thing. But is a whiteboard. I've been writing things out on white paper that I've been trying to show people, but I think a whiteboard is going to be a lot more useful. It's nice for sharing other people's Twitter handles, maybe demonstrating something that we're going to use. So like if, say like with how we would put but how we would, maybe put nets into, by the way, hi Katie, it's good to see you. Put in, nets into the water. So like, demonstrating that, because sometimes, with some of these periscopes, it's going to be easier to already have those nets set and stuff. So this might be a way to show how those nets work. Just a gazillion different uses. It's nice to have. But the thing though too is, while the whiteboard's a very visual thing, or notice fat fingers. No worries, Katie. Even though my fingers are kind of skinny, there's still sometimes on those phones where I always find a way of, when I'm trying to type out A, I always hit the S button for some reason, and I will never fix it because I've been doing it for months now on the new phone. But still make sure that you're saying what it is that you're putting on the whiteboard, because I take all of my periscopes and I'm now converting them to podcast, and so I need to make sure that I'm still giving that audio recognition of what it is I'm talking about. I can't just show it. But the nice thing with showing it visually is, for those of you on Periscope, you can take just a quick screen capture of what it is I'm showing it to you, so you don't have to like wrestle. I meant to say like the whiteboard for visual learners. Yes, okay. And it is. I think it's going to be really good. I mean, there's so many uses to it, but the thing with it is being able to take that quick screenshot is you don't have to try to write down a gazillion different things of what I just showed you. You could take the quick screenshot and then go back and reference it later. Because I think the last time I showed something, I think I had like 8 or 9 different Twitter handles up, and so there's just no way that you're going to write those all down that fast while you're also trying to see what everyone else is chatting about on the Periscope, and also pay attention to what it is I'm talking about. And then the other thing I like to use is, so right now what's really nice is I've got a tripod that I've got you all hooked up to here. Let's see which way I put this in. So anyways, nice handy dandy little tripod. It's one of those that just sits right on your table. It's also got the flexible legs, which is really nice. So in the field, I can hook this up to anything, and so I don't necessarily have to hold the camera while I'm in the field either. So it makes it really nice, extends the life of the broadcast because I don't have to hold the phone the whole time. And the other nice thing too is, even though, here as I get you set back in here, the other nice thing too is if I'm doing discussions with multiple people, by having the tripod, I can set the phone further away from me, and that way I can fit multiple people into the shot, and I'm not having to try to manipulate it with my arm to try to fit everyone in there, or trying to find some place that I can lean the phone up against, because it's inevitably going to fall or something else, or it's just it's not as stable as what a nice little tripod is. Everything I got came from Amazon or just my local store around here, so everything was pretty cheap. I think like the most that I spent was $20 or something like that for all the gear. The other really nice thing too that someone suggested, I think it was Jordan if I remember right, suggested getting a little bag to put everything in. So I got a little tech bag that fits all the gear. It's got a gazillion different little pockets in there, so I can put all my mics and everything and keep it all nice and separate. So I really like that a lot. And the nice thing with that too is all the stuff for my Periscope is going to be in one location. So all I have to do is grab that particular bag and I'm set and ready to go. And I don't have to worry about what I'm leaving behind, especially with some of the Periscopes I have coming up this week. Once I leave home, there's no way I'm coming back to get stuff because I'm going to be in Detroit, I'm going to be in London, Ontario, I'm going to be in Buffalo the week after doing this. So I don't want to have to try to run to the store to buy something to replace what it is I needed while I'm on the fly. It just keeps everything nice and together. So that's pretty much all the tech I use. The other thing that might be good if you're going to be out and about is an extension cord. I'd like to find one that's a couple of feet long and skinny that I can still fit in the bag. I don't necessarily need the big giant orange outdoor one that I have right here, but if I know that I'm going to be at a location of where, say, we might do a discussion for an hour and then maybe go into the field for the other hour after that, it'd be nice to be plugged in for that first hour where we're not really moving the camera around. And so depending on where we're at in that lab, school, wherever it is, extension cord just is a simple little thing to maybe try to remember to have with you. Other than that, do you guys have any questions? Really, that's just the simple little bit of tech that I have that I'm using and testing out, and we're going to really give it a good run for its money over the next couple of weeks. How long does your external battery last? It does a pretty good job because it's meant to, I think, charge up 2 iPads, and so with the cell phone it runs quite a while. I can't give you like an exact hour or minute. I would say it's probably got, at least 3, maybe 4 full charges on the iPhone in there from like trying to like half guesstimate how many times I would use it at a conference. I think it's like 3 to 4 different charges. What will be interesting to try it out, because I've never I haven't done a Periscope with the external battery and having the mics plugged in, and I'm interested to know if the mics will pull on the charge at all, because I can't remember if these mics actually have to have power to run or if they're just more of like a simple mic that doesn't quite, drain battery as much. So that will be interesting to try to figure that out and see how well that works. So I'll kind of try to keep a mental note of that over the next couple of weeks, and if I use the external battery while we're doing broadcast, I'll kind of see how much it charges down. So any other questions? Fire away. I mean, I'm willing to talk about other stuff too, any scicomm stuff anybody wants to talk about, anything else, good with. Other than that, try to go get some dinner since it's dinner time around here. I like your mic cuts down some of the background noise. Yes, that was the big reason for doing the mic, was to help give that that more clear sound to everything. Katie, I think if you remember our broadcast that we did at Iagler, there was so much background noise and there was a lot of echoing. That was the really big problem, because where we found ourselves in that staircase, when you go back and listen to it, it really echoes a heck of a lot, and then you can hear everyone walking in and out. Like, while that won't completely solve everything, I think it will definitely help a lot. And so I think like you'll notice it a lot more with the indoor broadcast, where there is that bigger problem of echoing. I think with the outdoor broadcast, this helps cut down on any of like that ambient noise, so all the birds that are calling right now, and then just it just makes it feel like I'm like right up to the camera. It's not that I'm 10 feet away from the camera and then having this cell phone mic have to pick me up. So that's, I think, the one good thing that I like about the lavalier mic. So any other questions? Fire away. But yeah, all this stuff really easy. Good reason to have Amazon Prime. So that's one of the things I liked about it. Shipped all to the house, nice and simple. Especially for where I live right now, it's not like we have a Best Buy on every corner that I can go and get gear at. So, but yeah, it was all pretty simple. If there really aren't any other questions, I can let you guys go. If you think of any other questions later on, feel free to tweet me at Wildlife BioGal. Other than that, you guys have a great night and get some good grub, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yes, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. Bye.